Apyaso nahi tyaktavyo. Apyaso hi parambalam. Anapyase visham vidya. Ajirne bhojanam visham.
Hastasya bhushanam danam satyam kantasya bhushanam Strotrasya bhushanam shastram bhushanahi kim prayojanam.
अत्र तत्र च सर्वत्र वर्तते परमेश्वरः अन्यत्र चापि तत्स्थानं कुत्र स्याद्यत्र नास्ति सः
उदारस्य तृणं वित्तं शूरस्य मरणं तृणं विरक्तस्य तृणं भार्या निःस्पृहस्य तृणं जगत्
कोटिबार समर्थानां किं दूरं व्यवसायिनां को विदेशः सविद्यानां कः परः प्रियवादिनाम्
ताराणां भूषणं चन्द्रः नारीणां भूषणं पतिः पृथ्व्या भूषणं राजा विद्या सर्वस्य भूषणम्
श्रुति विप्रतिपन्नते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समाधावचला बुद्धिः तदा योगम् अवाप्स्यसि
आकाशे चन्द्रमा भाति पद्मं भाति सरोवरे विपुत्रस्तु कुले भाति संरिपो धरणीतले
मुंडे मुंडे मतिर्भिन्नः कुंडे कुंडे नवं जलम् देशे देशे नवाचारः मुखे मुखे नवावाणी
शैले शैले न माणिक्यं मौक्तिकं न गजे गजे साधवो न हि सर्वत्र चन्दनं न वने वने
शातेषु जायते सूरः सहस्रेषु च पंडितः वक्त्या दशासहस्रेषु दाता भवति वानवा
कराग्रे वसति लक्ष्मी करमध्ये सरस्वती करमूले तु गोविन्द प्रभाते करदर्शनम्
विद्वत्त्वं च नृपत्वं च नैव तुल्यं कदाचन स्वदेशे पूज्यते राजा विद्या सर्वस्य पूज्यते
Yogastha kuru karmani samgam tyaktva dhanam jaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate.
मातेव रक्षति पितेव हिते नियुङ्क्ते कान्तेव चाभिरामयत्यपनीय दुःखम् कीर्तिं च दिक्षु वितनोति तनोति लक्ष्मीं किं किं न साधयति कल्पलदेव विद्या
उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहम् उपैति लक्ष्मीं दैवेन देयमिति का पुरुषा वदन्ति दैवं निहत्य कुरु पौरुषम् आत्मशक्त्या यत्ने कृते यदि न सिद्धयति कोत्र दोषः.
Okay, when then? Just when then?
यदि तदा.
Is it yadi or yada? Yadi is
If, sorry, yada tada.
okay. And what's yadi?
If.
Okay, so yada tada. Okay, how about you understand?
Tvam
Understand.
bodhate.
That's that's good, close. I mean, understanding and knowing is close. How about prefix plus some other verb?
Avgachati.
Avagachati. And how about you understand?
Avagachasi, sorry, avagachasi.
That's tvam avagachasi. Okay. So when you understand the self, now obviously the self is going to be what?
Atmanam.
Yeah, and that is what case?
First one, the accusative second.
Good. Okay. So when you understand the self,
Yada tav atmanam avgachasi.
Yeah, so tvam yada tvam atmanam avagachasi. Good. Then you are.
Tada you are. Tvam asti or tvam bhavati.
Well, not bhavati, but you are. So there will be more like si at the end.
Bhavasi. Tvam
Good.
bhavasi.
Or twamasi. Twam bhavasi or twamasi. Okay, so you can choose whichever you want. So then you are the cause. Then you are the cause.
Karanam or
Hetu.
Hetum.
Okay, is it hetum or is it hetuhu?
Because it is concerning the.
However, you're not doing anything to the cause. You are the cause, so they're equated.
So nothing is happening here. So tvam hetu.
Hetuhu.
Hetuhu.
So tvam hetuhu asi or ham hetuhu bhavati.
Tvam hetuhu bhavati of happiness.
Of much happiness.
Of,
what is of much happiness?
Of much will be ati.
Ativa would be very, of very happiness, of much. How about words things with b? Ba.
Bahu.
Yeah, bahu.
Bahu sukhasya or
Sukhasya.
Bahu sukhasya.
Okay. How about cause of much happiness? Just cause of much happiness.
Bahu sukhasya hetu.
Hetuhu.
Hetuhu.
Okay, good. Okay, so how about then you are the cause of much happiness?
Tada tvam bahu sukhasya hetu bhavasi.
So tvam. Okay, good. So tvam bahu sukhasya hetuhu bhavasi or heturasi.
Heturasi.
Okay, so do the whole thing now for us in Sanskrit.
Yada tvam atmanam avgachasi tada tvam bahu sukhasya hetuhu bhavasi.
Excellent. When will, how about will protect? Will, this is future tense.
Gopsyati.
Gopsyati, good. When will king protect?
Kada Raja Gopishyati.
Gopsyati.
Gopsyati, sorry.
Good.
Gopsyati.
How about when, okay, how about pleasant king? What is pleasant?
Ramadiya.
When will the pleasant king protect?
Kada Ramadiya Raja Gopsyati.
And what do we call pleasant king?
Ramadiya Raja.
That's absolutely true. And is that a compound?
Yes.
What kind?
Tatpurus.
Adjective
Karmadharya.
plus,
Karmadharya.
Yeah,
Karmadharya.
Adjective plus
Yep.
Raja. So again, Ramaniya Raja. Good. So when would a pleasant king protect again?
Kada Ramadiya Raja Gopasyati.
Gopsyati, good.
Gopsyati.
Our family?
Our Asmakam, family Kulam.
Good. And what about from the enemy? So this is now ablative. So enemy is Shatruhu.
Satroho.
Yeah, so when would the pleasant king protect our family?
Okay. Kada Ramadiya Raja Asmakam Kulam Gopsyati.
Good. And then just add Shatroho somewhere in there and then say the whole sentence.
Okay. Kada Ramadiya Raja Asmakam Kulam Satroho Gopsyati.
Excellent, 100%. The swift girl.
Shikrabala.
How about from the forest?
Vanat.
With fruit.
Falena saha.
Good. And then comes.
Gachati.
Huh?
Agachati.
Good. Okay. The swift girl comes.
Shikrabala agachati.
Okay, how about swift girl comes from the forest?
Shikrabala vanat agachati.
Vanada gachati. That's with Sandhi. It's okay. You can put it down on paper. The swift girl comes from the forest with fruit. So just put with fruit somewhere in there.
Shikrabala falena saha vanat agachati.
100%. Excellent. Let's just focus on the first section. Cause.
Hetuhu.
Okay, good. Cause of happiness.
Sukhasya hetuhu.
Cause of happiness is.
Sukhasya hetuhu asti.
Okay, then,
Bhavati.
yeah, good, excellent. And then cause of teacher's happiness. So guroho.
Guroho. So guroho sukhasya hetuhu bhavati.
Excellent. Okay. His students.
Tasya shishyaha.
Excellent. Is the attainments of his students. So just use their plural.
So attainments of. So that's a genitive case.
Yeah.
So it becomes a genitive plural. So tasya shishyanam siddhayaha. Bhavati.
Yeah,
Asti or
bhavati.
bhavati. Yeah.
Okay, and even better, how about a little challenge? Attainments of his students. How about make this whole thing a compound? His students. We can put that into a compound.
Tad shishyanam.
Okay,
No,
now.
it won't be tad.
It wouldn't be tad. Good. Now
yeah.
it will be touch. There's a ch there if you look at the sandwich.
Yeah.
So you can either say touch shishyanam, or you can say
tan. It would be. Would it be tan or?
No, not tan, because the plus sh is.
It will be ch.
ch.
Yes, tachishyana. Yeah.
Or tachishyanam. In other words, the sh also will transform into a ch optionally.
Tachishyana. Yeah.
So let me just see that's correct of his students. Okay,
So
how
it
about
becomes a ch and a ch.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Ch and a ch. Okay.
So how about do the whole thing? The cause of teacher's happiness. How about also put this as a compound now? Teacher's happiness.
Then it becomes.
Member one, member two.
Yeah. So the guru. No, without compound, it was guroho sukham.
Sukasya, guroho sukasya.
Guroho sukasya.
Yeah, so now just put.
No, that was the sukasya came because it was a cause of teacher's happiness. I said it. If you just take teacher's happiness.
Okay.
So then, but if you put the whole thing together, it becomes Guru Sukhasya.
Yeah, good. So it was my mistake. So you're right, Bindu. So it is Guru Sukhasya. Okay, so how about the cause of teacher's happiness compound?
Guru Sukhasya Hetuhu.
Excellent. Is the attainment of his students also compound? Touch
shishyanam siddhayaha.
Siddhayaha and
Bhavati.
Good. Okay, let's do the whole thing.
Why siddhayaha? I didn't get that. Why?
Siddhayaha, attainments. So there's a sid there at the end, so it's a plural.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just wondering, can't we make tasya shishyanam siddhayaha also a compound?
Okay, let's do that. Let's a little challenge there. His students' attainments. So let's do that. All right, so finally, this is all yours, Bindu. Now, your world, convert the J into compound mode.
Guru Sukhasya Hetuhu Tachishya Siddhayaha Bhavati.
Okay, wow. This is the standing ovation there. Well done. Shishyaha tasya gurave sundaramalam pause aneshyati if you're reading in real life. Because it's very hard to actually interpret this if you're trying to do it all in one big go in your head with Sanghi. How about this
Tasya
person?
kulam drishtva pita jalaya vanam agachat. So tasya kulam, his family.
Yeah.
Drishtva, Jarand, having seen his family.
Good.
Pita, father. Jalaya. So Jalaya is falaya, dative, for water.
Good, yeah. So the father for water, that's something.
Yeah. Vanam agachat. So vanam agachat. So vanam, forest. Agachat, went to the forest. So having seen his family, the father went to the forest for water.
Tenum drishtva,
meaning
having seen the cow.
Oh, yeah, good. Yep, and then
Ramaniyo Balo, the pleasant Balo, so pleasant boy.
does what?
Ramate, enjoys. Jalam, water. Vap, yam, in the pond.
In the pond, yeah. Okay, the whole thing.
Having seen the cow, the pleasant boy enjoys the water in the pond.
Now let's make Ramaniyo Balo. Let's turn this into a Karmadhara, yeah, please.
So then it becomes Ramaniya Balo.
Good.
Can we make the Vapyam Jalam a compound? Vapi Jalam.
Vapi Jalam, right.
Why Jalam? Why not Jale? I want to say in the water of the pond.
Oh, okay, and then Vapi Jale, good. Okay, so he said Vapi, and then he said Jale. So that is in the water of the pond. So this finishes our entire book. Last one, okay. Everything after is just tables, which is LRB, neuter. You don't need this. It's all LRB here. I'm just showing you LRB. There's your TAD, LRB also. So we have learned present tense, present indicative, gerund. This is past tense technically. Future, I mean simple future. So maybe during the break, if you want, what I've done is I've entered these words in a custom dictionary. So because the brain is going to fade out these words through the course of time, it may. So you also want to have it handy instead of looking up in a book. This chart here will show you, this is page 327. This will show you whether the s changes into a sh, right? Or not. Right? For example, nareshu, senasu. And also the n, whether it is a n. Right? How do you know? Well, this table will tell you. So study these two tables. That way you won't be confused whether to put ramena or ramena. Is it a retroflex n or is it not a retroflex n? This will tell you. And then vocabulary. So all the words we have studied in this entire book will be here at the back of the book. Again, I recommend to, through the course of time, not in one day, it's not possible, put this in a custom Excel spreadsheet or something, and you can always access it on your phone. As I said, I used the app called Flashcards. I've already shown you this before. In fact, I'll show you. Let's put any word that we learned so far. I'll say gachati. See how it says all he. So whatever I need, it's all there. So for example, he approached, there it is, upagachati. Imp, imperfect, upa plus a plus gam. What else have we learned? How about ramaniya? Ramaniya, adjective. How about sunda, beautiful. It even says MFI, CDI, sundara, MFI. And then I put a little example, sundaraha, naraha, sundari sena. The reason I put these apostrophes is so it doesn't search every single one of these things when I do a little search. So in other words, here's what it looks like. Okay, this is all custom typed in.
Where do these cards come from?
This is just, I'm showing just a manual version of entering words into an app. Right, and it's basically all the words in volume 1 and volume 2. The reason I do not want to share this is it's going to be because the whole learning takes place by you entering your own words in your own dictionary.
So this is an app, Andre, is that correct?
Yeah, it's just an app, just allows you to upload easy inside a website, and you just upload it on the app. So I just go like this.
What's the name of the app?
Flashcards. And you just go private deck. You type in the deck that you put on the website. And then if you press download, it's going to call it up from the website that you uploaded from your Excel spreadsheet. Looks like this. And then you put deck code name, you know, whatever it is. You can put AA. I put
there's
the
a
name.
much simpler way I do it. Like if you look at the chat, I have pasted my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
If you open the spreadsheet, you create your own spreadsheet like that. With column 1, column 2, and column 3. And then when you in the app, it has options to get from Dropbox or Google Sheets or different things like that.
Okay. So what I do, okay, good. So what I do is I just do it in Excel spreadsheet and just select everything in spreadsheet, Melanie, and just copy and paste it here, and it automatically does a space delimited compatible format.
I have manually entered those.
But how did you write Sanskrit there in column C?
Or you can just do transliterate. You can go to yesvedanta/transliterate and put EAST, and it automatically does Devanagari for you, for example, a handy one. So EAST, for example, Rama. See how it automatically does it, fills it in? Rama, Devanagari.
Yeah.
And then you can just copy and paste that inside your Excel spreadsheet.
Sorry, Andre, I've got a small question about the Sankosha app.
Yeah.
For example, we tried to find, the word for, like, to get with the knee, we wanted to find out will bring. So to find something like that, what's the word for will bring? How would we look it up in the
Step
Sankosha
1, you have
app?
to know the roots. So ni.
Okay, yeah.
So that will be there it is, ni. It's actually a long e. And then top right, verb conjugation, verb 1. And then you have to look for future tense.
At the bottom.
So anaya, that's imperfect. Future tense. Neshyati, there it is. Neshyati, do you see? Let's review the whole book. Now, let's take quick time. Okay. Lesson 1. We started with first vowels, right? A, I, U, E, I, O, Au. So whenever I say vowels in Sanskrit, this thing comes up in our head, this section. Ta-da. Okay, these are the vowels of Sanskrit. And then we talked about how the verb is formed, basically root, and then you go through a special process called stem, and then you will, Melanie asked, how do you go from root into stem? Volume 2, for every single verb class, all 10 classes, the formula will be shown. How to write a simple sentence. Remember this? Gachasi, uprichasi, gachaticha. First lesson, right? All right, lesson 2. Most of the consonants and how they're organized. So lesson 2, just write it out at least once. So lesson 3, page 25. I'm not going to go here. You can go to page 25 of your book, and you'll find these Panini names, page 25, like lat, lut, lot, lan, lin, let, lirn, lirt, lit. So these are the Panini names for different cases and different tenses on page 25. So if you want to know the Sanskrit names for these cases, then page 25 is for you. We haven't actually done that in class.
Is this the first book or the second book?
This is volume 1.
Oh, volume 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is useful because in other Sanskrit courses, they will be using the Sanskrit names. So it's useful to at least go through it once. And then go to page 27. This is some of the Vedic diacritics that you will see. If you see page 27 on top. So for example, open up the Rig Veda, and then you will see these diacritical marks, Udatta, Anudatta. I haven't done that with you guys. Go at least once you're familiar with it.
Yeah, the accent is, the Vedic accent is only for chanting slokas.
Okay, lesson 4. Nouns then ending in short A. Ashwa, Mriga, and Gaja. Lesson 5, page 42, turn. You may encounter number 5, even though I've never seen it. Lesson 7, conjugate consonants. So all we learned there was how to combine consonants together. This is basic Devanagari. So tma, right? Tma, or you got sia. Oops, sia. So by lesson 7, we've done the entire Nara paradigm. Lesson 8, I remember the monkey and crocodile. That was our first project, lesson 8. I think it was like monkey by the bank of the river. Neuter nouns. This is where we enter Pala. So lesson 8, we did our first Pala paradigm. And then some nouns. Rani, tell me the meanings of these bottom ones.
Amritam, immortality. Shastram.
Good. Shastram. Very soft.
Scriptures. Suktam. Hymn.
Lesson 9. We ended lesson 9 with Ramayana. This was another project like monkey and a crocodile. Verbs. We also lesson 9 we did verbs in middle voice. Bashate. Michael, what are the definitions of these words?
Bashate is he, she, or it speaks. Manyate, he thinks.
Good.
Labhate, he, she, it obtains, and bhavati, it is.
In lesson 10, all Sanhi has been covered by lesson 10. So this is when most people have left already by now, because of the Sanhi is always the turn off. Pronouns and adjectives. Okay, by this lesson 10, we've done the aham and twam. This is where we introduced I and you. When it says here particles, it just means indeclinables. So what is evam, eva, and eva, Bindu? 4 letters.
Evam is thus.
Because thus is 4 letters. Evam is 4 letters. Eva has got a nice I
Like.
there. Like.
Yeah, like.
And Eva, only. Let's do an example. Rama stands only in truth. Eva placed after the noun. Okay. So let's do Melanie. Rama stands.
Ramaha tishtati.
Rama stands in truth.
Ramaha satye tishtati.
Now put Eva after Satya and give me the whole sentence.
Rama satye eva tishtati.
Lesson 11. This is where we got Sena introduced. Third person pronouns, Saha, Tat, and Sa. Remember that? The 3 new paradigms. Okay, Bimao, give me the definition of these words.
Kada, story. Kupita, angry. Chaya, shadow. Bita, afraid.
Good, okay. And as I just said, go to that table that shows you when sit changes into a sh and when n changes into a n. I just showed you at the back. Okay, lesson 12. Cardinals and ordinals. So, okay, what's the difference? So numerals are 1, 2, 3, the actual numbers. Okay. Cardinals is Eka, Dvi, Tri. This will be lesson 20 and lesson 44 on the website. And ordinals is Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, and we have given examples in lesson 44. Okay, gerund. What's the formula for gerunds? Root plus twa. So if you add a prefix in front of a gerund, then instead of a twa, we have a ya. Nouns in I, Shiva, rapid fire these words.
Agnihi, fire. Atitihi, guest. Kavihi, poet. Bhumihi, earth. Siddhihi, perfection.
Excellent. Okay, it's 13 feminine nouns. This is where we got Nadi in lesson 13. Relative correlative clauses, Yada, Tada. This was 13. Okay, rapid fire this, Sophie.
Darnihi, righteousness.
Mhm.
Patni is wife. Vapi is pond. Sundari is a beautiful woman.
Lesson 14, almost there. Prefixes. This is where we first got introduced to prefix. Upa gachati and prati gachati. What is upa gachati and prati gachati, Melanie?
Pratigachati is to return,
Mhm.
and upagachati is to approach.
Good. Upa near, approach near. Good. And then we got more verbs here. Tell me, Manish.
So Anyati is to bring, Gopyati is to protect, Nayati is to lead, Bodhati is to understand, Hasti is to laugh.
Good. Bodhati is to know.
To know.
Avagachati is to understand. Bodhati is to know. Okay, good. Lesson 15. This is where we got introduced to 20 prefixes. For example, they modify slightly the word. For example, hasaha is laugh, but pari means about. So to laugh about is a joke. Therefore, pari hasaha is a joke. That's how it slightly modifies the word laugh. The imperfect middle. So this is the past tense when I got introduced. See, this is the agachat over here. And this is the abhashata. So this was the past tense, lesson 14 and 15.
Avagachati, he understands. Udvati is born. Uttishtati, he stands up. Shobate shines. Smayati smiles.
Smayate smiles, good. Lesson 16, nouns in an, rajan, naman, karman. This is very recent, we can remember more now. And this is the first time in 16 that we got introduced to this new concept of strong, middle, and weak forms, all the unwords.
All right. Taman, the self, Ramaniya, pleasant, Priya, dear or beloved, Krishna is black, Shukla is white.
Good, okay. And then lesson 17, even more recent, these are all the family words, Pitra, Matra, Swastra, Bratra, Datra. Okay, and then we also got introduced to the future tense in lesson 17. Future tense, root plus sya or ishya plus atmanepada or parasmaipada.
Ramsyate, sevishyate,
Good.
to serve, to
Mhm.
will serve.
Mhm.
Gamishyati,
Good.
will go.
Lesson 18, very recent. These are the nouns in guruhu. Karmadara yatat purusha. I need not say much about this. We've gone extensive detail. And finally, I want to show you that we have done everything in lesson 18, page 235. I haven't gone through this, but I'll just show you that we've gone through this. Summary of compounds. Dvandva, itaretara samahara, done. Tat purusha, done. Karmadaraya, done. Upapada, nan, pradi, gati, done. Bahuvrihi, done. Avyayibhava, done. And then the pronouns, how to use pronouns. You put the stem, done. Okay, so it just shows you that we've gone through every detail in lesson 18, plus more examples. Everything's been covered from A to Z in the book, which means you have a choice now. Although the exam that's coming, that's compulsory, right? But the choice is still yours. Either return back to semester 3, or you can pursue volume 2 by yourself. I certainly am enthusiastic to continue volume 2. Now for assignment 1, whenever there's a break, put this as line 1, and then underneath do the English, and then next one, right? And then, so you even label it number 1, and then you got number 2. So that way I see clearly how you're translating each one. And for English, again, up to the full stop, put this as number 1, and then underneath put the Sanskrit, and then the next one put this number 2, and then underneath the Sanskrit. That makes it very easy for me to know where you are. Hari Om all, and thank you for your participation.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Dhanyawad.